Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully update one of the jQuery functionality when whatever the images right now you select it, that will be loaded in here. Great. Now in this video, I want to click work in our update profile page. Like if you want to update that profile, there is also another field as a profile image, right? In our database, there have no profile image. Right now, we don't need this. If you go to our database as a user table, into the user table, I want to add another new field. If you want to add new field, go to that simply structure, and into this structure manually I want to add another new field. I want to add one column after that username. Okay, after that username I want to take another column. Now click as a go. Now here you can see there is another name. So name, I want to name it as a profile. Okay, profile underscore image. So this type of one of the name I want to use as a profile image. Okay, and then the type will be as a varchar. I make it as a length, and also I make that field as a nullable. Great. So that's all. Now if you click as a save, now that should be added another one. If you now go to our browse into the browser, now you can see after that name, that means after that username, right now there is another field is added as a profile image. Great. And also if you now go to our input field, for the file input field I name it as a profile image. Great. So now friend, when you select as an input as a submit button, that is also one of the form. Right now we have to work in our particular that form area. So into this form, first of all I want to do that will be our method. Which type of method that will be here that will be one of the post method, because I want to post some of the data, right? So here I name it as a post method, and also we need one of the action. So action will be here. I want to take another route. Okay, I want to create another route for this, so that will be the route, and I just name that route as a store profile. So that will be our route. And also one things you have to remember, from here I will upload some of the images, right? Also I want to upload some of the images. So when you upload some of the images, make that sure after here we have to use that as NC type. Okay, that will be the NC type. NC type will be as a multi-part. Okay, multi-part, and then the form data. Okay, form data. So that will be a multi-part form data. Make that sure here you have to use it as a NC type multi-part form data. When you upload any images in your form area, here you have to add it. Okay, and then also you have to add that our CSRF token. So then that will be as a @ and then CSRF token. Okay, here make that sure also you have to use it. Great. Our method will be as a post method. That is our action route name. I name it as a store profile, and that is NC type multi-part form data because I will upload some of the images. Now we have to create our route. We have to create that route as a store profile. Now go to our web route. Into this web route, I simply copy it and then I paste it. So that will be our name. I name it as a store profile. I copy it. So now that will be in our web. Our name route will be as a store profile. I name it as a store profile. So that will be our URL, and our method will be not that get method, because from here I want to update this data. Right, so I want to store this data. So here that will be as a post method. I simply loaded that post and store profile. I create one of the new method, and I just name it as a store. Okay, store profile. Now that store profile method we have to create in our admin controller. Now go to our admin controller. Here after this I name it as a public, and then function, and then our name, that's the store profile. I simply created that method. Okay, and also I want to make it as an AND method. So that is our ANDed in here. So friend, that is one of the post method, right? Here when you use any post method, we have to get that all that our requested data. So for the reasons we have to pass that as a request, and also by default there is another request. So I want to create that request, that is a request. Okay, so I simply take that as a request. And first of all, what exactly the things will be needed? We need that our ID, right? Here we will upload a specific some of the ID, that means which user is logging, that user data I want to update. So for the reasons that will be just like that same here. Before I already take it, I copied and I paste it. because here by this we get that which user is logging this user data. I simply take it with this ID, and now better I take one of the new variable as a data. Okay, so that is a data variable, and now in our user which will be find which user is logging, I take the things by this name as a variable as a data. Great. Now I want to do here one by one we have to get all that field. I want to get that ID, so I have already take that our which user is logging, that user ID, and now I want to also access our another field as a name, because from here I also want to update our name. I want to update that email, the username, right, and also the profile image. So now that is our data. I want to access our database field name as a name, and also we have to get that our requested field name. So that will be as a request. Okay, QUST request, and requested field name if you will get. So that is our database name. If you go to our database user table, and here you can see that is our name as a name, email, and then username and the profile image. So that is our database field name. I have already added the database field name and our requested field name. If you go to our edit profile page, and here there is a name, I name it as a name. You can see that is actually our requested name. So I want to add that our requested name, that will be as a name. Great. And also I want to copy it and I paste it, because there is actually the 3 field. I want to take it. So that will be another database field name, our database field name as a email, and then the username. So I make it as email, and also I want to take another one as username. Okay, username. Great. And user that is our requested field name for the email. If you go to our edit page, I name that as a requested field name as a name, that email. So that will be our requested field name. And for the username, our requested field name here, I name it as a username. You can see now that will be our username. Great. And now again another field as our image, right? So that is a profile image. So for the profile image, I want to put one of the condition. Here I want to put on the if condition. Okay, I simply added one of the if condition, and into this if condition area, first of all I want to get that our requested field name data. So that will be request, and requested, that is one of the file type, right? If you go to here, and you can see that is our type as one of the file type. So here if you want to access it, then that will be as a file, and our file name I have already named it, and name it as a profile image. So if there have any profile image, that means when you select any image in particular that area, so if there have any image, I want to do that is actually our file. So it should be check it, and then here, okay, here I want to add one of the variable. I just name it as a file, and file will be which one? That will be the same, our request. So that is our requested, and into this requested file, that means requested file. Here I want to take it, our file name, I name it as a profile image. Okay, so then that will be the profile image, and if you want to access that request, that will be the $request file, and then the profile image. Okay, so I simply take that things, I take that in our variable as a file variable. Great. And now I want to also create one of the different type of name. When it will be stored into the database, I want to change that image name. Okay, that will be one of the unique name. For the reasons, I want to take another variable as a file. I take another file name. Right now here we store images directly. Laterally, if you want to resize your images, then they have also another package as an image intervention package. We will do that things later. With this package, we can actually store images by setting some of the specific sizes. So I will do that things later. Right now I take another variable as a file name. Okay, file name will be here. I want to generate the new date. So that means date format, one of the ID, then that will be actually created. So that will be year, month, and then date. So here it will be created one of the date type of one of the ID, and after that I want to concrete our file. That means which file you will be uploaded. Before that file name, that will be added some of the date time. Okay, so that is our file name. And here with this file I want to get that our extension. That means that will be the get client original name. Okay, I want to get that get client original name. That means which file you will be selected, it will be get that original file name. So here it will be change that with by or format as a one of the different type of date format. It will be automatically generated. Okay, and after that I want to move this file. So that is in our file. So that is our file. Into this file area I want to now move it, because where exactly you want to store this data. I want to store this data in our public. So if you want to access it, then that will be another path as a public path. Okay, so that is a public path. And into this public path area here I want to do, like if you go to our project, into this project, that is our public path. Into this public path here I want to create another new folder. Okay, I want to create another new folder as upload. Okay, upload. So into this upload folder here I want to create another folder. Better, I want to create another folder as a admin_image. That means admin profile related, all that images will be saved in here. Okay, so then that will be saved in here. So that is our upload, and then the admin images I want to make it as a upload. Okay, upload and then /admin_images, right? So make that sure spelling is correct, and that is the admin images. Great. So now here that will be uploaded by your which name, where already I generated one of the name with the date format. I take that name with the variable as a file name, right? Here it will be stored by this name. So I simply pass it in here. Great. And now I want to store this data. So here before I have already get that our username, the email, and then the name, right? So by our user specific ID data. So now that will be the same things. Okay, that will be the same things. Here I paste it. So now with this data I want to access our field, that is one of the image field. Our image field name, I name it as a profile_image, right? So then that will be here. If you want to access it better with this data, I want to pass that array data. Array data will be as a that will be as a profile, that is a profile image. So I simply add that our database field name. Here it will be saved by our which name. Here it will be saved by our which it will be changed that name. That is our changes name. Here it will be saved by this name. Okay, great. So I hope every part is very much clear to you. Now after that I want to save it. So with this data I want to save this data. So that will be the save. Okay, so I simply save this data. Perfect. And that means everything when that will be done, then that will be saved this data in our database. Okay, perfect. So perfect. And after that, when it will be saved, I want to redirect to our another route. So if you want to pass it, then that will be the return, and then the redirect, and another route I want to access. So that will be the route. That will be the route, and I want to return redirect to our, when everything will be done, it will be return redirect to our admin profile page. Okay, so I simply copy it. I have already created that page. It will be return redirect to the admin profile page. Okay friend, I hope every part is very much clear to you. So now when we upload it, everything will be more clear to you. Now let's check this out. Click as a save all. I click as a save all. Now if you go to particular that page, now refresh it. Okay, refresh it, and now if you go to our folder here, that should be stored one of the images, like right now as a Kazi. Okay, for the Kazi I want to change that name as a Kazi1. So that will be the name I want to change. I want to change that email. Okay, email I want to change it as a Kazi1, and username I don't want to change that username, and profile image I want to choose another image, like right now I choose this one. Okay, I choose this one. Now click as the update profile. You can see it's now successfully updated. Now it's return redirect to our which page, as a profile page, admin profile page. You can see when everything will be done, when everything is successfully done, it will be saved this data, and then that will be return redirect to our route as a admin profile. Now you can see it's now successfully return redirect to our admin profile page, and into this admin profile page now our name is updated. I use email address. I have already updated that email address as a kazi1@gmail.com. That is also successfully updated, right? It's return redirect to our admin profile page. Now if you go to our folder, into this folder right now, refresh it. image is not uploaded, right? Here image is not uploaded. If you go here, I also want to check our database. The database, if you now refresh it, okay, refresh it, you can see image is not uploaded. If you go to our name as a Kazi is updated, your name is updated, but image is not updated. Maybe they have some of the issues for sure. Requested, that is actually updated. Name, email, username is fine. They have some of the issues in our images. File, there is a profile image. I name it as a profile image. File type as this one, which is totally fine. Requested file, that is also fine. And then it should be generated on the date. You can see I'm using the data that will be obviously as a date format, right? So that is on the date format that will be created as a YMDHY, okay, right? So maybe that is the reason. You can say I'm using that before data, so that will be obviously as a date. Okay, that is one of the another method as a date method. Here by this we'll actually it will be generated on the date format. Now let's check this out. Click as a save all. Now if you go, so when you face any issues, that means that must be something you did wrong. Okay, now I want to again look at the edit profile. I want to change that name as a Kazi, and also I want to update that name as a 1. And now I choose another image. I choose again Aryan, so that is our Aryan picture. Now click as update profile. Yes, it's now successfully updated. It's now returned direct to our admin profile Kazi. Now if you go, now refresh it. Now if you go again, there is a Kazi, name is updated, the image profile is not inserted. Why that is not inserted? Now there is a should be inserted in here. If you go to our folder, here also is not uploaded. So maybe they have also another issue. There is a date. Everything is look like perfect right now. It will be uploaded, that move public path upload, and then admin images. Here everything is perfect. Now there is a profile image. Also that is our profile image. Everything is great. And there is a NC type. You can see there is spelling mistake. So that will be a multi-part, MUL multi. Okay, multi-part. And then form data. So that is actually the main issue. There is a multi-part form data. Actually there is spelling mistake. Now as I told you, when you upload any images, NC type multi-part form data will be obviously needed. Okay, so now click the save all. Now I think it should be work. Now if you go to profile page, I want to refresh it again. Click as the edit profile. I want to update as a 1. I want to change that image. Again, I want to choose that Aryan. Update image. Perfectly updated that name. Now I want to check our database. Browse it. You can see now it's perfectly updated. Now there is a profile images is stored this data in here. If you go to our folder, yes, you can see image is now successfully updated. And you can see, as I told you friend, now I want to explain it again. Like here, what exactly I have done, whatever the file you will choose from your input field. So that is our input field data. I take it with the file, right? So then it should be generated one of the name. You can see there is a date format ID. So it's already created one of the date format ID. So that is our date format ID. And after the date format, I have concrete with our get client original name. Original name means I have already uploaded that image name as a Aryan. So that is our total Aryan.jpg. It should be get the total extension. Before that extension, it should be generated on the unique ID. So that is actually our date ID. Okay friend, I hope now it's very clear to you. So here I simply take that our date format data, take it with our that variable, and then I move in our public path upload folder images folder. So that is our public, and then upload folder images folder. Here I have actually saved it. I have saved it by the new name that I have already generated. That is a date format ID, and then I concrete our original file name. Right, so I take both of these data with our file name, and you can see I simply pass it in here. Okay, so for the reasons it's successfully uploaded in particular that position, and also in our database. Into this database there is a field name as a profile image. So that is our database, and that is our profile image. Here I also saved that name by the switch one. I have saved that name as a file name. That means it should be generated some of the name and then original name, right? Here you can see in our database area, I save it by this name. For the reasons in our database area, it successfully saved this name. Okay, so here we successfully updated that image, which is totally fine. So in the next video, I want to display that image. Okay, that means right now in our database area that have already one of the image, I want to display that image in here, and also I want to put one of the condition. If there have no image, then that will be displayed on the default image. How can do this work? In our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.